Snakes are among the most feared predators on the planet. There are over 3,700 species of snake alive today, capable of killing or seriously harming a human being. In today's video, I will be ranking 9 of the most well-known snakes from least deadly to deadliest. I'll be judging them based on a few key factors: how large and powerful they are, how aggressive they are toward humans, how likely they are to come into contact with people, and most importantly, how many people they actually kill. Without further ado, let's take a look at our first species. To kick things off, we are heading to one of the most remote regions on Earth, the Channel Country of central Western Queensland and northeastern South Australia. This is the home of the inland taipan, also known as the fierce snake, and by almost any scientific measure of venom toxicity, it is the most venomous land snake in the world. The inland taipan is a medium to large snake, typically reaching between 5 and 8 feet in length. It has smooth, glossy scales that shift from a dark blackish brown in winter to a lighter olive brown during the warmer months, a color change that helps it regulate body temperature in the extreme Australian heat. Drop for drop, its venom is the most toxic of any land snake on Earth. A single bite contains enough venom to kill more than 100 adult humans. Its venom is a complex cocktail of neurotoxins and hemotoxins that acts with extraordinary speed, causing paralysis, internal bleeding, and organ failure. And yet, despite all of that, the inland taipan opens our list at number 9. The reason is simple. It lives in one of the most remote and sparsely populated regions on the planet, and it is a naturally shy, reclusive snake that actively avoids humans. There has never been a single confirmed human death from an inland taipan bite. The handful of people ever bitten were all snake handlers or researchers who received immediate treatment. For our next snake, we're heading to the savannas, woodlands, and rocky hills of southern and eastern Africa. This is the home of the black mamba, Africa's longest venomous snake and one of the most feared animals on the continent. The black mamba typically reaches between 6 and 10 feet in length, with exceptional specimens approaching 14 feet. Despite its name, it is not black. Its body is olive to gray, and the name refers to the ink-black color of the inside of its mouth, which it displays wide open as a warning when threatened. It is one of the fastest snakes in the world, capable of moving at up to 13 miles per hour. When threatened, it rears up, spreads a narrow hood, and strikes repeatedly and rapidly, injecting large amounts of potent neurotoxic and cardiotoxic venom. Without antivenom, the fatality rate of a black mamba bite is 100%. Death can follow within 7 to 15 hours. Antivenom is not widely available across the rural areas where the mamba is most common, which means deaths remain a regular occurrence. That said, the black mamba is naturally shy and will flee from humans if given the opportunity. Unprovoked attacks are rare, and actual bite numbers are low compared to the snakes higher on this list. The black mamba's 100% untreated fatality rate and continued human deaths across Africa earn it the number 8 spot, but its reclusive nature keeps it from ranking higher. Now we're heading to the dense forests of South and Southeast Asia, from India through Myanmar, Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia, and the Philippines. This is the home of the king cobra, the longest venomous snake in the world. The king cobra can grow up to 18 feet in length and weigh up to 13 pounds. When it raises the front portion of its body in a threat display, it can look a human adult directly in the eye. Its venom is not the most potent drop for drop, but a single bite can inject between 400 and 600 milligrams. Enough venom to kill an elephant. Death can occur in as little as 30 minutes without treatment, and there is only one species-specific antivenom for the king cobra in the world, produced in Thailand and not widely available across much of its range. One fact that surprises many people about the king cobra is that it is the only snake in the world known to build a nest. A nesting female will gather leaves and debris with her body, constructing a mound where she guards her eggs with extraordinary aggression, and she will do so for the entire incubation period of around 60 to 90 days, barely eating. It is also worth noting that the king cobra's primary prey is other snakes, including other venomous species. It has developed a partial resistance to the venom of many of its prey species, effectively becoming the apex predator of the snake world. King cobras cause fewer than 5 confirmed human deaths per year across their entire range. They prefer forested areas and actively avoid confrontation with people. Roughly half of all king cobra bites are dry bites, where no venom is injected at all. The king cobra's enormous size and catastrophic venom yield earn it number 7, but the snakes remaining on this list are responsible for far more human deaths. For our next snake, we are heading to the forests, plantations, and farmland of Central and South America. This is the world of the Fer-de-lance, the most dangerous snake in the Americas. The Fer-de-lance is a large pit viper, reaching between 4 and 8 feet in length. Its name means spearhead in French, referring to its broad, triangular head. It has a light to dark brown body with a zigzag pattern that provides near-perfect camouflage against the forest floor, making it nearly impossible to see until it is already within striking distance. Like all pit vipers, it has heat-sensing pits located between its eyes and nostrils that allow it to detect the warmth of a human body in total darkness, meaning that finding you at night requires no eyesight whatsoever. The Fer-de-lance is known for being excitable and unpredictable. It strikes rapidly and repeatedly with very little warning. Its venom is hemotoxic, injecting an average of 105 milligrams per bite, more than twice the fatal dose for a human. It causes intense pain, massive swelling, tissue necrosis that frequently results in amputation, acute kidney failure, and uncontrolled internal bleeding. The Fer-de-lance kills an estimated 200 to 300 people every year across the Americas, more than any other snake in the region. In Colombia, it is responsible for 50 to 70% of all snake bites. It lives in the same plantations, farms, and agricultural land where millions of people work daily, and it follows rats and mice directly into homes and outbuildings. It is abundant, aggressive, well-camouflaged, and delivers devastating venom in large quantities. The Fer-de-lance earns the number 6 spot. For our next snake, we're heading to eastern and central Australia and southern New Guinea. This is the home of the eastern brown snake, the second most venomous land snake in the world, behind only the inland taipan, and the snake responsible for more human deaths in Australia than any other species. The eastern brown snake reaches up to 6.5 feet in length. Its body ranges from pale brown to nearly black, and its initial bite is often painless and difficult to detect due to its small fangs. That painless bite is one of the things that makes it so dangerous. Victims often do not realize the severity of what has happened until symptoms rapidly escalate. Its venom causes venom-induced consumption, coagulopathy. It prevents the blood from clotting and can lead to uncontrolled internal and external bleeding, paralysis, kidney failure, and cardiac arrest. The eastern brown snake is found in farmland, suburban areas, and on the outskirts of cities across eastern Australia, making it one of the most frequently encountered dangerous snakes in the world relative to its habitat. It is responsible for around 60 to 65% of all snakebite deaths in Australia. Between 1979 and 1998, it caused the majority of the 53 recorded snake deaths in Australia. Thanks to Australia's excellent anti-venom program, overall death numbers are kept low at around 2 to 4 per year. But without that program, the toll would be dramatically higher. The eastern brown snake earns the number 5 spot. Now we're heading to the savannas, grasslands, and rocky regions of sub-Saharan Africa and parts of the Arabian Peninsula. This is the territory of the puff adder, a stocky, heavily built viper responsible for more snakebite deaths in Africa than any other snake species on the continent. The puff adder typically reaches around 3 feet in length, though large individuals can approach 5 feet. It is a predominantly nocturnal ambush predator with some of the most effective camouflage of any African snake. Its pattern of dark chevrons on a tan or brown background makes it almost impossible to see against dry grass and rocky ground. Unlike many snakes that will retreat from approaching footsteps, the puff adder tends to remain motionless, relying on its camouflage. This is what makes it so dangerous. People step on it without ever seeing it. What makes this even more remarkable is a discovery that overturned decades of assumptions about snake behavior. The puff adder is one of the only snakes in the world known to use chemical camouflage. Studies have shown that the puff adder actively suppresses its own scent, making it essentially undetectable to animals, including trained dogs, that would normally smell a snake before seeing it. It is not just visually invisible, it is olfactorily invisible too. The puff adder is responsible for over 60% of all snake bites in southern Africa. Its venom is hemotoxic. It destroys tissue, causes massive swelling, prevents blood from clotting, and can result in gangrene and permanent loss of limbs. Around 100 milligrams are enough to kill an adult human, and a large specimen can inject up to 750 milligrams. With proper treatment, death is relatively rare, but in rural communities across Africa where anti-venom access is limited, fatalities occur regularly. Therefore, it earns the number 4 spot. For our next snake, we're heading to the grasslands, agricultural fields, and human settlements of South Asia. This is the home of the common krait, one of the 4 snakes that make up India's notorious Big Four. The common krait is a slender snake reaching around 3 to 4 feet in length, with a glossy blue-black body and narrow white crossbands. It is nocturnal and highly active at night, which is precisely when it becomes most dangerous. It frequently enters human dwellings in search of prey, and most bites occur while people are sleeping on the ground. The bite itself is often painless and goes completely unnoticed, which is one of the krait's most terrifying characteristics. Victims fall asleep and do not realize they have been bitten until they are unable to breathe. The venom is a powerful neurotoxin that causes progressive paralysis and respiratory failure. Without treatment, death can follow within 4 to 8 hours. The common krait is responsible for the second highest number of snakebite deaths in India, estimated at around 10,000 per year. It earns the number 3 spot, and the top 3 snakes on this list are responsible for even greater carnage. We are down to the final 2. At number 2, we have Russell's viper, one of the most dangerous and widely feared snakes in Asia and a member of India's Big Four. Russell's viper is found across the Indian subcontinent, Southeast Asia, and parts of China. It typically reaches between 3.5 and 5 feet in length and is heavily built, with a distinctive pattern of brown oval blotches outlined in black and white that makes it easy to identify, but not always easy to spot in dry grass or farmland. It is the most medically significant snake species in India, responsible for approximately 43% of all medically significant snake bites in the country. Its venom is hemotoxic. It destroys blood cells, prevents clotting, causes massive internal bleeding, acute kidney failure, and tissue necrosis. In severe untreated cases, death can follow within hours. Russell's viper kills an estimated 25,000 people every year in India alone, making it one of the single most lethal animals in the world. It lives in exactly the same open grasslands, farmland, and rice paddies where hundreds of millions of people live and work, often barefoot and at night. It is aggressive when disturbed, gives little warning before striking, and anti-venom, while available, does not always reach victims in time in rural areas. Russell's viper earns the number 2 spot, but there is one snake on this list that kills even more people. The saw-scaled viper is a small, aggressive, and extraordinarily deadly snake found across Africa, the Middle East, and South Asia. The saw-scaled viper belongs to the genus Echis and comprises around 12 species. Most are no more than 1 to 2.5 feet in length, making them easy to miss and easy to accidentally step on. They are found in dry regions from West Africa all the way to the Indian subcontinent, occupying exactly the environments where large numbers of people live and work. What they lack in size, they more than make up for in aggression. The saw-scaled viper is one of the most irritable and quick-to-strike snakes on Earth. It will attack with very little provocation, and it will do so repeatedly. When alarmed, it rubs its serrated scales together to produce a distinctive sizzling warning sound before striking at lightning speed. Its venom is a complex mix of hemotoxins and cytotoxins that causes pain, massive swelling, uncontrolled bleeding, and tissue destruction. A single bite can inject up to 12 milligrams of venom. In the regions where saw-scaled vipers occur, they are widely believed to kill more people than all other snake species combined. In Nigeria, victims of this snake have been known to occupy up to 10% of hospital beds. Estimates suggest the saw-scaled viper kills somewhere between 16,000 and 30,000 people every year globally. The saw-scaled viper is the undisputed #1 on this list. Let us know in the comments which of these snakes you found most surprising. I'll see you in the next one.